I think I tagged you. Are you on your page or mine? Well, I mean, probably be easier to do it on yours. Look on your videos and see if, like, a tagged video. Yes, yes, yes. I don't see nothing. You see us on Facebook? Man, Facebook's out to get me because it lets this man know and this man know, but it don't let everybody else know. I'm going to do something about it, damn it. Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Welcome to Real Estate 101. If you don't know who I am, I'm Good Time Tommy because I haven't done this show. I don't know the last time I did the show. I think I filled in maybe a year ago. So here's the drill. Like, comment, and share the stream if you have a question, or if you think I'm wrong about something that I'm saying, let me, or give me a chance to dispute it. So I appreciate you getting on here. Before we get started into today's show, we're always, Real Estate 101, we always gave a shout out to somebody. Today, I'm giving a shout out to Mr. John C. Jones because I had lunch with him and we met this morning to go over this documentation, this data, and it's going to help people just like you understand what's going on, where are we headed. Everybody's got an opinion. I believe most people are going to say something, though, that's probably going to be to influence something that they want. I'll talk about that a bit later. But if you do me a favor, please get on here and share the stream. My wife is on here. Jacob, Tammy, Burton, Remy. Thank y'all for getting. Are y'all on here? You on here, Stevie?
I'm fixing to be.
Get on there and share the stream for me. So, I'm not going to bore you. Somebody's giving me an angry face. Who do you think is giving me the angry face? I wish I knew who it was. Who do you think? Is it you, Cameron?
It's not me.
Is it you, Jake? Are you mad at me?
No.
Somebody's angry. Huh? Anonymous.
You can't see it.
You can't. I can't say who you are. If you're so mad, tell me you're mad. Tell me you're mad. All right, today's show, we're going to talk about inventory, and I'm not just going to bore you with stats, although Van, whenever I ask, he's going to just like that pop some stats up there. So, Van, go ahead and put those stats on the board. And I'm going to tell a little story. You'll still be able to hear me talking. You won't be able to see my face, but look at here. Okay, so this is the Rutherford County listing inventory, and this goes back, if I'm looking correctly, it goes all the way back to January 2020. So, January 2020, go back in your mind. Do you remember what was going on? January. COVID, though, was not spreading like wildfire yet. COVID was in China. COVID was in the media, but that's how far back this goes. So, hey, Zach, what's up, friend? So, during this time before, let's go back to 2017, 18, we were still facing an inventory crisis, okay? I don't have the data, so I'm not going to say exactly where we were, but prior to 2020, we were at low amounts of homes. So the way you factor in an absorption rate is you take the number of homes listed, and then you take the number of homes that close per month. That will tell you how long it takes to absorb all the houses. So a good, healthy market, it's about 4 months. That's the equilibrium. That's a very, what's up, Blake? How are you, man? That is a very, very balanced market. So if your house comes on the market, you shouldn't expect it to sell within a day. You shouldn't expect it to sell within a week. The old school would be, it could be 60 days. Now, there's going to be, what did John say? What percentage of homes just sit in the pond? Do you remember? 15%. No, it's more than that. 67%. There's probably 60-something% of homes that come on the market, and they're just not going to sell because of price, condition, something like that. But it's really relative to the price, because if it's in bad condition, you should just go ahead and reduce the home. So whenever COVID finally got to our country, look, February, then going into March, our inventory. Can you see that on your phone, Jacob? What did inventory do starting around February? Jeesh.
Dropped a little bit.
Okay. Why do we think we know this now? Why do you think inventory started dropping? Why were sellers deciding to not put their home on the market.
Because they're scared of the virus in China.
Well, now it's coming over here. There's the first case. It was spotted on a cruise ship. People we know, we don't know them, but they're Americans, were trapped on a cruise ship. We started getting scared. I'm not going to let somebody in my house because they may have COVID. You may have COVID. You may have COVID. It was very unknown at the time how bad COVID was. Was it like the movie Outbreak? Do y'all remember that movie? I mean, you could just go out and breathe on somebody and you were dead. Nobody really at this time knew how bad it was. So you can look between March of 20 all the way down to really February of 21. Look at how few homes kept coming on the market. Now, I remember telling Ronnie Martin around, I started getting nervous in March. I was concerned because nobody would want to go out and look at a house. Nobody was going to go out and buy a house. I was very concerned. And then in April, I think it got so bad, Zillow said, hey, buddy, you only got to pay half your bill this year. And then the next month, they gave me another big discount. They knew how bad it was. But about in this time, I noticed that a lot of people, their interest picked up. There's a lot of people that were moving here. So the houses are going down, but at the same time, crazy demand starts happening. Do you know why? Interest rates were ridiculous. So in April of 2020, me and Brittany bought our brand new house. Right in the middle. It was already a recession, but it was right here in the middle of right COVID. It was rampant like wildfire. It was I was scared to death to buy this house, but I did it, and I noticed everybody else was buying houses. So buyer demand, we don't have that in here, but I'll show you on the next page what was going on during this same time period. We didn't go back to 21 or 20 on that, but we'll show 21 in just a second on the sales. So listing inventories coming down, home prices start going crazy. They start surging because of supply and demand. Like if we were in here and we had 6 slices of pizza, and I got to go first, and then, you would probably start paying more per the slice. Well, the same thing, it's just basic economics, supply and demand. Home prices going down, interest rates going down. People weren't as afraid to go out and look at houses as we thought. People from other areas of the country wanted to get away from their states because of what the states were telling them. You can't go out tonight. You can't go out the next 30 days, Josh. You're going to be locked up in here. You can't do that. So people didn't like that feeling, and they started coming to these different states like Texas, Tennessee, and Florida. People are flocking here, especially from the big places like California, Illinois, New York. All these people, they're just coming down here. Well, also during this time, the hedge funds, they got extremely active. They were looking, they've got information that we don't see. So a house might be listed at $300,000. Well, if Noah listed the house at $300,000, a hedge fund might come in here and say, well, you know what? I'll pay you cash, $300,000. Nothing, no contingencies, nothing. Then other hedge funds came in. They started paying more. There was a time when hedge funds were outbidding just regular buyers. Like, there was absolutely no way that our buyers could compete with these Wall Street guys. And as the inventory kept going down, they just kept gobbling up more and more. So now we're going to look. Just stay right here, Van. Since if you come over here and let's look, it's probably hard for them to see on this chart where we started in January. I think we had roughly 190 listings. That's all we had on the market. So here's some information that John Jones said. We had 190 homes currently on the market in January, which it takes no time to absorb that. If 500-600 homes a month are selling, think about how quickly they're going to sell. Well, look at how much inventory has shot up between January and today. Now, a lot of this, there's usually catalyst that causes this. So whenever rates started really moving in March, April, and May, it become less affordable. So what happened is the buyers weren't buying as quickly. They were stalling out. The hedge funds slowed down their purchases as well. So what started happening is we went from about 190 to currently we're around 1,000 homes that are on the market. So see, supply and demand really play a huge part of the interest. So supply is going to be a leading indicator of what's going to happen, I believe. So John said beginning probably in February, this is critical data, Josh, we had about a 45% month over month increase of new listings coming onto our market. That meant if there were 10 homes on the market, the next month 14. See how the inventory, some months it went up by 70% because there wasn't as many buyers out there, and the buyers that were out there, they were stalled. They weren't making as quickly, their decision weren't as fast. Well, August was the first month that it did not increase by 45%. I think he said about 15%. There's about a 15% increase in inventory in August. Why is that going on? Why do you think from January, February to prior to August, why was it 45% of homes coming on the market and now it's only 15%?
I think it's because people, like, the sweet spot's been hit for the interest rates.
Nope. I don't.
Do you know what I mean by that?
Nope.
So, like,
do you think the interest rates have come down? Are people buying again?
People are catching up to the interest rates.
That probably has a little bit to do with it because at first the initial shock earlier in the summer when those rates went up and talk was rates were going to go so high, I think it froze people up. I think here's what happened. I think, Van, let's move it over to the other page. This right here is your pocketbook. This is what affects your money. So I think John said for 31 straight months, I'm thirsty, Josh. 31 straight months, our median home price increased every single month. 31 months in a row. That's nearly 3 years, month after month after month of appreciation. If you can go back, January of 21, hey man, I appreciate that. January of 21, the median home price was $156 a foot. Do you know what the median is, Josh, versus the average?
Mm-hmm.
What?
The middle number.
The middle number is much more accurate than the average because that house out there on Sharpsville Road that sold for $10 million, it could skew the average. The middle median number is very important. But if you look at this, if you can, I wish I could show you the side by side, but these prices started going through the roof as the inventory was going down. Does that make sense what I'm showing them? Well, hell, they can't see me, man. Don't worry about it. but inventory's going down. Prices are going through the roof. That's from January 21 to August 22nd. So prices lag. Inventory corrections show up they're leading indicators. So you could go back, well, don't worry about going back. I'll just tell them, Van, February, March, inventory started increasing. Well, it wasn't until May until we peaked in our price. So we peaked in May at $225 a foot. The following month, $221, $218. Now we've had 2 months in a row of prices have come down. The question is, how long and how far will we see this go? Nobody knows this. Nobody thought way back in 2020, right before COVID hit, that we would have record-breaking sales year after year. Nobody thought that. Nobody knew interest rates were going to become so cheap that it was dumb. Now, I went out and bought 2 houses. I had them both on the market at one time. Both of them. Just to try to cash in. So back to my point of why I believe inventory is finally decreasing a little bit, because John thought in March, April, May, in that time period, he felt like if we continued the trend of 45% of new homes coming on the market, increasing every month. By October, we'd be in an equal market. Right now, we're still in a buyer's market. I don't have this stat up here. I didn't want to bore everybody with all the information. Currently, we're at 1.9 months of supply of inventory. That would mean if nothing else came onto the market, it would take just under 2 months to sell everything. Did you bring me back on there, Van? Hello. Thank you, Van. Thank you. So I believe the reason why we have finally seen a little relief of the inventory coming back on there is people like me. Tried to sell my home, took it off. Or I'm starting to see this data. If prices peaked in May of 22, May of this year, I'm probably not as interested to sell my house if the market trend's going down. So what am I thinking?
Wait for it to go back up.
I'll start waiting for it to come back up. I think people are starting to think. So right now we're slightly over 1,000 homes. I think we're 1,050 maybe on the market. If we're selling anywhere between 400 and 500 homes a month, we're right there at about, well, we're probably selling about 500 homes a month. It's taking about right under 2 months to sell everything. John feels like our market really needs about 2,000. We need 2,000 homes. Hey, David Speck, how are you, friend? 2,000 homes. We're probably halfway to where we need to be. So that just kind of gives you an update of we got here really, really quick. The inventory came down from 1,000 to 176 in about a year and a half. Okay, well, maybe in a year and a half we correct this, but why is inventory a good thing? Why do we need inventory? Well, think about this. If you've got somebody and they want to buy a house and they can't find anything, or they can't beat out the hedge funds, so right now we're getting to a more balanced market. So whenever the market finally gets back to where at about a 4-month supply of homes, that's very, very healthy. Nobody has a huge advantage. But the one thing I feel like, statistically, we're still in a buyer's market, but the way things are trending, it's like everybody we're in a seller's market. Excuse me. But the way things are trending, sellers are a little more nervous than they used to be. I think they're definitely conceding more. You're seeing longer days on the market. You're seeing more closing costs. You're seeing price reductions. You're also seeing them willing to negotiate more than I've seen in the last, I don't know. I can't remember the last time we had to negotiate. It's probably I don't even know if we were really negotiating in 13, 14, and 15 because our prices weren't as crazy. I think they've gone up. As you can see, they've got to negotiate because prices peaked at $225 a foot in May, and now our market is down. It's off $7 a foot in 2 months. I don't think we're going to see a huge crash because we still have a lot of hedge funds out there buying. But if you're somebody looking to buy a house, right now is a better time. I mean, it could become a better time in the future, but over time, I don't believe there's a better asset class than owning real estate long term for building wealth. So I just wanted to share with you the stats, what we're seeing. We're definitely seeing the trend is definitely more inventory coming on the market, which will drive down prices. But all of this could probably be corrected next March when I believe the home buyer demand will be back. Interest rates will be lower. I'm not saying like the Fed funds rates are coming down, but mortgage rates will probably be down by March. I believe I got a bet out there. I've got a bet with people in Vegas, Josh, because I believe inflation will look better by then, and that will drive mortgage rates down. And we'll see next year. I think it could be a great time for people that want to buy a house. Vin Grafton, shut us down. Have a great day.